Yeah, and then we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to another conversation. I'm here on the saddle again with Jerome, second time. Welcome, Jerome.
All right, thank you as well, and nice to meet you again.
Yeah. So we're talking on the cusp of the new year. I
Yep.
wanted to wala lang, catch up lang kasi you sent me something, no? Maybe we can start with that, no? So what's cooking in your workshop, no? You're always in the middle of so many of these AI use cases and case studies. So
hmm
anong bago? By the way, if you want to share stuff on during our podcast, feel free to do so. No, you share your screen and stuff. No, but
Yeah,
sige nga,
sure.
let's just dive right into it. No, I'm curious. Ano bang meron?
So, ayun, I'm currently working on a way to sort of how would you say hindi automate
Hmm.
but part
Automate.
of it is automation. Yeah, it's got more to do with making it easier for human agents to to do their job basically.
Yeah,
So I decided to build a process to sort of automate up to 90 to 90% of
90%.
yeah, of the response drafting process when it comes to, talking to customers and all that. And this is to make sure na all the the agents who get to communicate with customers, they can do so very easily. And they can do so simultaneously even, which is what we are doing right now as well with our current project. So one of the things I decided to do was number one, number one, make it easier for agents to do their jobs, and then number two, to help or to help, agents, human agents, to do their job better with the use of AI. So there's this process which I'm currently working on, and here I'll show this to you.
yeah. Maybe just to recap for everyone. No, in my last chat with Jerome, uh, he showed tama ba? You had two programs at that time, no? And you were doing basically call center automation or some tasks
Um,
using prompts, no?
mm,
And which was for me an eye opener kasi nga you were using baliktad. Were you using code as a prompt? Parang ganun ang dating, or maybe you can refresh everyone how are you going about it?
Absolutely. So, per our last convo, I built this. We had this thing discussed, which is Sandra, which is what we call Sandra, which is a tool that agents can use to pull up data much faster. Now it does this through building a sort of script out of a prompt. And you use the prompt to build the script, and then you run the script to do its job or to do a task. And it does so much easier and with much less variables or variations in the output. So I guess one of the main goals there was to um how would you say, create this sort of structured output that makes the overall process scalable and much easier to improve, you know, or to deploy. So those are the
So maybe
things that we. Mm.
can you maybe in a way visualize this for the people? So your the perspective is you're in your terminal as a contact center agent, and presumably you're getting calls, no? So
Mhm.
does that mean you have another terminal where you're running all of these prompts, or it's running side by side with your main system? Paano siya? How does that work?
So that's a good question. So one of the things that I wanted to do was to make the process as seamlessly integratable to the process as much as possible. for all agents, operations to management. Because yung first draft nun is ano eh, uh, from the start I wanted to make it as compatible with the system as much as possible, which is I guess we were able to achieve, and you know uh Sandra's was one of those things na you can you can definitely replicate the process or the idea behind it, but yung actual process itself as presented in the document, that will vary depending on your work settings, and it'll vary between the corporation. However, the idea behind it is something that can be very easily deployed to across a wide range of work environments.
This one ba is ano, based on a specific chatbot or can it work on any language model, this approach?
Oh, so for this one, are we referring to the tier one research prompts?
Yeah, or the work you've
Mm.
been doing. Is it designed with a particular interface in mind, like ano ba, yan, Gemini or Copilot or ChatGPT or custom GPT?
Oh, good question. So for this one, the main tool that I use here is ChatGPT. However, I made sure na the process is it's as compatible with as many systems possible, or at
Yeah.
least major public systems. So you can pretty much use this with any tool that you prefer. You know, so it not only works with OpenAI models, but it may also work with other products too from other manufacturers.
Okay. Sige, take us through
Mhm.
it.
Sure, okay. So first off, right? Here's the main document. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yep, yep. Maybe
Okay,
you want to
so
zoom in a bit para the whole page is
oh
parang
sure.
page width.
So yeah, if you guys can see it, so here's the main heading for tier one research prompts. And what it does basically is it's designed to create the best response for customers, depending on what the context is. Now, I created a simulation where I'm about to reach out to someone who is about to go to work, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate to. So, given the urgency at hand and the inaccessibility of the situation, right? So the goal basically is to help the customer, um, convince them that the reason or the service call that they're calling in for typically do not require technician. So siguro part yun ng goals to build this sort of process. Make sure na because one of the things that most major manufacturers want to fix is service calls that are unnecessary, because this not only wastes time and resources, but it also sort of deallocates the resources from the company away from those who really need to have someone come out for their products. So we go by this and we are introduced to Lucky
Can I just
and
say
Gold
I
Star.
really love the artwork that you put. I'm assuming AI generated then, no? Even
They're all
in our last chat, some of that stuff is really awesome.
thank you. Well, yes, these are all AI generated. So yeah, we got two sys prompts that I want to integrate into. the process. One of them is Lucky, and the other is Gold Star. Now, in 1958, our client decided, or well, our client decided to merge these two terms together, and it gave us what we have now. So
Kaya LG, kasi Lucky Gold.
yes, exactly. So we got um that was actually the original term, or the what it used to be called as. So they used to be called Lucky Gold Star, and then they consolidated their corporations. So going back, we got the main prompt, right? Now the main prompt's job is to simply respond to whatever it is the customer is saying, and it's by that virtue that you can pretty much use this with any other application. So siguro with some slight modifications, you can pretty much use this anywhere actually. It's not limited to just one corporation. You may be able to use it as well for your own business. And so here are some custom prompts. Again, the aforementioned chatbot system. Now, this is designed to sort of save tokens in its output, so it's meant to be as concise as possible. And this is good for corporations, even despite the fact that tokens, tokenization compared to 2 years ago, it's not that expensive to run it anymore, or at least the output tokens are not as expensive anymore compared to older models because
Getting
of
cheaper, di ba?
efficiency.
In
They're
the
getting
latest
cheaper.
versions, it's much cheaper pa than 3.5 dati, di ba?
Yes.
So wait,
And
sige. What are we looking at here? This is the prompt template.
yeah, so these are system prompts which you can add to, the chat interface version of ChatGPT.
Okay, got it.
And this works as a sort of starting point from where you can begin with the project, or
So custom instruction. I'm looking at the interfaces. You're putting it in the custom instruction
yeah.
box, no? So yung
Mm,
una is yung preamble. You're telling the
yes,
chatbot its personality. And then
precisely.
yung code mo is on the bottom. Okay, how to respond. Okay, galing. How does this come out, no? Do you have like a live example or something? Or
Well,
maybe a
again,
screenshot?
we've got some simulations here,
Yeah.
and while I do have some samples,
Hindi, kasi I'm curious kasi your how should it respond?
mm,
Naka-JSON siya eh, di ba? JSON format.
yeah,
Pero
it's
is the output also in JSON format pag nag-respond siya or hindi na, naka-ano na siya,
oh no.
paragraph na siya?
So that's a very good question as well. So the resulting output is always human readable. And
Wow, okay.
yeah, and the the purpose of nesting these instructions is to sort of just spread them out in a way
Yeah.
that'll make it easier for the machine to parse through the instructions.
So it's
And
easier for the chatbot to pick up the instruction because it's in this format. Tama ba?
precisely.
Okay.
And not only is it easy for the AI tool to read through the instructions, but the resulting output is also completely relevant and human readable. So I believe we're doing both beings a service by making both the input and the output readable throughout. So it's kind of like a way of deep black boxing the entire process. So if prompt engineers were to deploy something very very similar to this in their fields, they'd be able to do so. And they'd be able to do so with efficiency in mind in general, not just for the machines, but also for the humans. So, so this one's for the chatbot system, and this one is for the what we call the SME system. This one's a bit proprietary, pero basically what it does is I try to envision um production, especially during peak hours, where there is a huge influx of customers calling in, and the subject matter experts, usually yung SMEs, which are tasked with um helping the agents out in production, they won't be available at the time because there'd be a lot of things to do. And for someone who's asking for or requiring assistance during production, that sort of help may not be available to them immediately at any, given moment. So, as a way to sort of fix that, parang ginawa ko is maybe there's a way that we can sort of use AI as a sort of um, precursor to human SMEs if they are not available at the time. So, you can think of it
So,
like,
so wait, in this case, the knowledge that the agent would need is already coming from the chatbot, tama?
yes, this is given the subcontext na the tool has already been pre-fed or pre-trained with processes within the company, so
Okay.
internal processes and some stuff that you'd only find inside. And this applies again to a wide range of applications, not just with LG, but also with other clients too. Now,
I'm curious nga about ano eh. This is really good, no? Kasi what I've seen in the wild, and this is, I think, another form of it, is agent assistance, no? Agent assist. And there, the idea is the LLM proactively suggests parang options or ideas to help the agent talk through the conversation and resolve the concern. I guess in this case, you've gone one step deeper and actually opened up the logic, no, or the hood based on your system prompts. Kasi yung mga ibang agent assist vendors, ano na siya, black box na siya. They just need to connect it to the voice system and monitor calls, yung mga ganyan. No? In this case, wala namang nangyaring ganon, no?
none so far. We're currently testing this out to, iron out some bugs. Pero so far, this is what we've got, and it's been giving some good results. It's been providing some good yield, especially with the next prompt, which is the outbound project. And this is the
Outbound.
aforementioned, yeah, outbound. It's the aforementioned um initiative to make sure that we don't necessarily have to, we don't spend on resources as much by sending the wrong or sending the guys out for a sort of minor thing, Imagine uh imagine tatawag ka ng bombero, right? Or yung mga like yun sa TV, di ba? Sa cartoon sometimes. If the character reaches out to a firefighter only to have them pick up their cat in a tree, parang kukunin lang sa, yun, parang ganun. So something as minor as that can be mitigated. And uh, allocation for the resources can be reallocated back into where it's supposed to be, which supposed to make the overall process or the overall operations much smoother and much easier.
I'm curious. So since our last chat, no, when you implement or have you implemented this stuff, is there parang an A/B test, ano? strategy. Like not all the agents have it, and then some of them do. And then you start comparing the performance of the agents who are armed with this versus the ones who are not and doing it the old school, old fashioned way. No? May ganun ba? Or is that, or how do you intend to parang measure the outcome? Like ano ba yung improvement?
That's a good question as well. Yeah. So we're currently working on a way to sort of standardize the format. And that's one of the phases too, which is gusto namin i-compare in terms of flexibility in responses and making sure that the customers' concerns are taken care of as soon as possible, and the overall personalization of it. You can very easily do that without needing AI at all, especially if you already have experience with the job and how it works on the inside. However, what AI does is what we discovered so far is that you can sort of draft out like 90% of the entire response, and the other 10% is you. So, overall, there always has to be someone in the loop. Pero, you know, uh, the output in general, even if it was the same input or even if you run it through the same processes, um, what we want to test out is, will this kind of input, will this kind of AI generated or output, sorry, will it make it easier for number one, the agents to do their job, and then number two, will it make it easier for the customers as well to understand what the initiative actually is and what it's for? And this ties into number one as well in terms of communication. Is there a clear line established between what the client wants to do and what the customer hopes to achieve? So they sort of intermingle. However, what we want to make sure is to, keep it as non-black box as possible, or to keep it as transparent as we can. And I guess that's what the prompts do as well to an extent. They sort of make it easier for us to compare. Um, if compare the differences in the quality of the output versus if we were not into doing this. So see, I really wanted to, gusto ko talagang ituro to sa coworkers namin, or sa training department. I guess if there's a way for them to sort of standardize all of these, or to make it part of the norm, not just a sort of novelty, um, then siguro more people would start appreciating the real power of AI, or what AI can actually do, and not just as a novelty tool. Yeah, it's not just a toy. It's you can make stuff with it, and you can make great things with it as well.
I have a question here kasi I'm reading the code, no? So it says here, troubleshoot, convince the customer to cancel their ano yan? Service appointment, no?
Mm.
And then what's this partner role play, no? And you have Chris Voss as the URL. Anong ano diyan? How does that affect the output?
Good question. So in this prompt structure, I decided to parang gusto kong one of the outputs or the desired outputs na gusto kong ma-produce is a way to convince the customer again. We go back to the initiative. Chris Voss was one of the first people that popped up in my mind when I thought about negotiating or convincing someone to. you know, to do something that would be beneficial for most. And siguro sinama ko na siya as a way for the output to be as convincing as it can.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm curious if had you changed the role play to someone else, how much that would change the tone or the tenor of the conversation.
you can actually, swap this out with pretty much any URL you want. So Wikipedia, so you can can pretty much role play into any other
Yeah, like what if we
persona.
put some Hollywood bad guy, Like Christopher Lee, o mga ganyan, Al Pacino. Ano kaya yung
Good
mangyayari
question.
dyan?
Good question. Yeah, that's something I haven't tried out yet. Pero it's quite a curious thing to think about then. Yeah. You can imagine a sales rep, in the voice of like Darth Vader
Oo nga eh.
or Captain Kirk. Yeah, maybe able to do that.
So the role play attribute parang assigns a tone to the conversation, tama ba? So it depends on whoever. Um
Precisely. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm out of curiosity. So what made Chris Voss a good candidate for you? No? Ikaw naman yung nag-suggest.
Good
Was
question.
Chris in a particular piece of content or media that so paano ano yung thought process?
So good question. So the idea behind that was, yung one of the works which was published by Chris Voss. And I've been a big fan of Chris Voss as well since his last yung interview niya with Jordan Peterson. So there was a podcast made, and this was between Chris Voss and Jordan Peterson, and I really enjoyed the podcast. And this gave me an idea of who to look up to or who to defer to when it comes to sort of dealing with these very raw, very human aspects of the job process. And siguro sabi ko, I want to replicate that sort of thing. I want to I want to gather as much or retrieve as much data as I have, as much public information as we have about Chris Voss, the guy who I defer to when it comes to negotiating matters. And again, the template as designed is modifiable. You can change it into anything you want. So if you know someone who may be better at negotiating, or if you know someone who you think is a better a better I guess an individual or a concept that people can derive
Di ba si
text
who's
contextual
that
data
si
from.
have you heard of the series called Suits? It's all about lawyers.
Uh,
Si Harvey Specter is the protagonist there. Baka pwedeng si Harvey Specter yung 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 nandito since he's an
yeah,
excellent tsaka si I'm looking at fictional characters though.
yeah, yeah.
Yung Better Call Saul, si Saul Goodman,
Saul Goodman.
Breaking Bad. Although yun, medyo pilosopo yung mga niya eh. Yung mga negotiation niya. Kaya he really just outsmarts the enemy. I don't know if that's a good template.
I guess so. I guess we can use that one too. In
Yeah.
fact, siguro mamaya we can try a live demo with this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, sige, before you continue, I was curious. I don't remember if I asked you this question, pero this these projects, are they now part of your role? Or is these are just parang on the side additional credit kind of work in your capacity as a part of a BPO? Kasi I was just in an interview literally a couple of days ago about how AI might, I don't know, as usual, replace people and
Mhm.
jobs. And I'm telling them, no, it won't. I mean, in some cases, yes, pero in most cases, it's AI augmenting labor. And you're showing this parang in the flesh, no? You're already down there, in the trenches, and you're doing all of this automation. So how I mean, how does that work? Parang is this something that you've taken on as a role? That's really your job to do automation, or it's more for yourself to improve things, and then you're sharing it within the company?
Good question. So it would be the latter part. So it's just me. Um, I'm just s- trying to produce ideas. Somehow it may make it easier for the client to I guess save time and resources too in the process. I'm hoping this is something, because this is very new actually, the process which I've
No, no,
shared.
this is actually good, no? To
Yeah.
interject a little bit. Kasi one of the key parang beliefs or values that I ever since even before ChatGPT, when I was still mostly advocating for analytics. Ngayon I advocate for AI, which includes analytics. One of the concepts that I keep talking about is called collaborative innovation, no? Or collaborative ideation. The whole point of it is the standard practice in many companies, especially big ones, is the innovation starts from the top and then you force it down, no, to the people. So some highly paid people or consultants come in, they give an interesting idea, proof of concept, prototype, and then the company then pushes it down to all the employees. In your case, you're starting from the ground, no? This is innovation happening in your role, in your job. And collaborative ideation is precisely that, no? You innovate across all levels of the organization. Kasi it sounds so theoretical when I say it that way. Pero pag nakita na lang, okay, there's this guy named Jerome, he's innovating while in the job. And it's because he is armed with access to OpenAI, which could be any chatbot at the end of the day. But parang that's completely unheard of, no, in the past, no, or certainly within a call center or a BPO. Parang hindi yata ganun yung standard practice. Or maybe I'm wrong, no? Baka in your company it's always been that way. So can you talk a bit about that? How did you get the impetus to innovate? And then continue talking about tong process mo.
So yeah, so those are good points. Siguro part of the idea na rin to sort of ideate that sort of thing um is to siguro in the process of it I also wanted to make sure na everyone gets to have a hand in dealing, and taking care of their own futures. Siguro naisip ko na rin siya partly as an investment na rin. And I wanted to share that sort of investment too towards my, those who I worked with. And and it's more like I guess it's more like a race against time as well, due to the way AI is evolving. And and siguro part of the one of the ways or one of the things na nag-drive sa akin para i-urge ko yung workforce, not just the workforce but the entire, I guess, the entire operations too. um Kasi, if you stay at a company for a bit and you realize the inefficiencies, and I guess every company has their own inefficiencies. And siguro, part of building an ideal future would be to remove those inefficiencies so that we'd have more room for the human part of the workflow, you know. And I guess that comes with both the good and the bad. Pero I believe that it's mostly the good that fills in when, when you're no longer burdened by those inefficiencies. Siguro yun yung gusto kong mayari siguro.
Yeah, you
How
unlock value by removing bottlenecks and
exactly.
backlogs, 'di ba? Sige. Okay, okay, sige. Let's go back to your example now. So tell us what's going on in this part.
Okay, yeah, in this template, we simply start out with details which you can find by directly communicate or interacting with the customer. Now, these are stuff that you can look up, the ones that I'm highlighting. You can look these up and you can basically feel free to experiment with whatever it is, however it is you see fit, what should be in the role play and what should be in subcontext. Sorry, in TS context. These are all, by the way, public information. So you can, within reason, of course, you can pretty much do what you want with it. And the one in purple, this is I guess uh, I guess I want to explain this one as well. I guess I owe it to everyone to give a proper explanation. So basically, it's just AI English, yung purple text na yan. So yeah, it's instructions written by an AI for an AI. So yeah, it's part of the prompt as well.
So this
And
part, you ask AI to generate itong mga instructions, and
yeah,
then you
I
then you loaded that here.
exactly. So yeah, if you've ever gone through my case study, yung Project Sandra, I think I glossed over a little bit dun eh, about AI English, how AI would generate its own, I guess its own set of lexicons, pretty much very similar to a human writer or a human speaker. Di ba? Over time, the more you listen to someone, the more you will realize that they've got their own ways of speaking, their own lexicons. And you can you can see this in AI too, which is quite surprising. Well, part of it is surprising, and part of it is, I guess, that's what happens when you try replicating the human brain with technology, is you get very similar patterns.
It's a counterintuitive point, pero asking AI to improve your prompt or to translate your prompt into a better prompt is actually a good prompt. So, and that's what parang throws people off guard na parang, if AI naman pala can write a better prompt, then why do you still need humans? And they fail to realize that whatever AI did is purely cosmetic. It's just to improve AI to understand itself, no? But prompted by your original, general instructions, gagawa na siya ng prompt. I use that a lot, especially sa image generation. Usually the prompts can be quite, counterintuitive. Certain keywords evoke certain images. So AI is really the best. Pero you still need to provide like the initial parang trigger, no? And then AI will write something. So was that part of your own process, or how did you go about parang conceptualizing to mga processes na to?
Yeah, so good question. So, yun, siguro that was part of it as well. So um the entire process, they I sort of consolidated them into one. And it brought us to this entire prompt. It's a very good point as well, no? Yung ano, bringing up a way to sort of create something using AI. Um, the back end of it is always someone with a really nice idea or a really good idea. And I think we've glossed over this as well with our last talk. But if you have an idea and I guess if you are struggling or if you're having a bit of trouble expressing it, AI can help make it a bit more cohesive for you. So, you can consolidate all of your random thoughts into a single repository, and AI can help, or um, these chatbots can help you um, synthesize or conceptualize a context out of all of those little contexts that you picked up. I guess so I have a one of the best tools or one of the best investments is that you can use right now actually is I'm gonna show you. It's one of the best inventions made by humanity, and it's called the notepad. You can
Like
pretty
an
much
actual notepad, physical
like an
notepad.
actual notepad.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So you use pretty much any means you have, and I discovered na the simpler the solution to get something or an idea across, the better, because you won't be met with as much friction as if you were to present it further down the line. So nandito pa tayo sa pinakatuktok ng funnel, you might as well make the process easy and simple. So one of the things that siguro we going back to the um one of the things that I wanted to focus on was simplicity. So I guess if I guess if someone were to read this, siguro sa simula they might feel intimidated. Pero it's actually quite simple eh. Here are the instructions as given. We only have 3 steps, and once you follow these 3 steps, it should be good. And
So even thinking through what are the steps, did you model this after your own work or your own job, or did you have to poll or I don't know, talk to other agents? But how did you come up with this parang sequence of events or sequence of steps?
so yeah, this one comes directly from experience talking to people, talking to customers. And so I was able to derive part of the call flow dun sa sa work namin. I was able to derive how I would handle customer interactions. And siguro integrated in a way na magiging compatible pa rin for most agents since since yung standardized uh, pattern is nandun naman eh. So nandun naman siya. And all you have to do is follow it. Or I guess you don't even need to follow it as much. More it's more like a suggestive um framework that you can follow. You can follow it if you want. Um the client allows for a bit of liberty or creative liberty when it comes to dealing with these matters or to, take care of customer interactions. And I guess that's one of the good things too, because uh there's a lot of roads from point A to B. There are a lot of ways to get there. So might as well why not get there through a helicopter? If it's a road that leads you there, might as well take the fastest
From
route to
personal
get to it.
experience, how much of your productivity has improved since adopting the tools now? Kasi that's always a question that I get asked. What is
Mm.
the time spent saved or the new transactions done? Mga ganyan eh. Yun yung mga measurements eh. In your case, have you actually tried to check or measure the impact of all of these process transformation in your own work in terms of your productivity and all that?
It's a good question as well. Yes, especially with the cut and dry tools such as Sandra. Um, we have some data to sort of compare it with. So, in the outline, or one of the outlined benefits of running the tool was to save you time. And I used it extensively to gather my own data from the company. And uh, part of um, part of the process involves us siguro backtracking for proper documentation, all of those. Nagagamit ko yung Sandra. And compared to before, although I can only say this anecdotally at this point, um, compared to before before using this sort of process to make it easier, you would spend a considerable amount just manually collecting data from a data set, which can be very tedious. And siguro ano,
Kind of grunt work then, no? I mean,
it
it's the
is.
unglamorous side of data analysis, no? Yung gathering the data.
Yeah, it is. It's one of the most siguro cognitively expensive uh ways to use your time within the given time that you have to do it, you know. So, ayun, there is a significant difference. And siguro part of the reason or part of the idea behind it as well is to sort of get out of that, um, you know, get out of that sort of place, and you get to this other stage much faster early on. Then you don't need to worry about those parts too much. You know, it's like in general, diba, sa customer service. Um, You take out most of the tasks that make the entire workflow less human, like the admin tasks and all of those things. I mean, we now have agentic models that can do that for us, although it's quite at its infancy now. Um, with the rate and the speed of which AI progresses at this point, I would not be surprised within a few months we'd have working models that would sort of replicate a a I guess a grunt work clerical worker in terms of what it does, diba? So data entry and manipulating external tools or accessing websites, filling out forms, etc. That's something that we already are catching a glimpse of even today. So I'm really excited about that dimension of the AI space as well.
In other words, AI can do bulk tasks that typically people do. Sige,
Mm.
as always, we're almost at the hour. We barely
Oh wow.
scratched the surface. Bilis, no? Maybe I want to talk about two things though, while
Yeah.
you're and we'll put some links to this now if you're happy to share some of it in the description. Um, One is, where do you see things going with ideas like these? No? Like you have low to mid level automation happening in the hands of contact center BPO workers. And then on the flip side, can you also react to, I don't know if you want to or you can react, but there's also a lot of AI skepticism all over the place, which I find strange even up to now. I mean, we can all be worried about safety, but for people to deny that this stuff is actually powerful and is being used, it kind of hard. It's kind of foolhardy in my view. So yun muna,
Mhm.
parang what's been the reception, and second is where do you see this going?
So yeah, those are very good questions. So for the first one, um, yeah, I do think with this sort of automation taking place, I mean, it's not a new thing, diba? People have always wanted to find ways to save more time and resources. I mean, I guess it's part of how we evolved din diba? we decided that over time our bodies or our brains have come up with ways to figure things out on the fly. And this is so we can allocate more time and cognitive resources towards uh, the more important aspects, I believe, of the day. So, you can equate this to early man in the early ages when we wanted to run away from predators, and at the same time we also wanted to catch our own prey so that we won't starve for the winter, let's
So
say.
kumbaga evolution lang siya.
Yes, exactly. And we're seeing a very similar pattern din in terms of how AI is developed. And I understand na most of it is most of the I guess the meat and potatoes of it is it's just a tool, right? It's just a bunch of algorithms working together. But then again, 'di ba, there's this really interesting episode in, I don't know if you watch Westworld. Um,
Yeah, I was
the
a big
yeah
fan.
yeah yeah
Especially the first season.
the
Yung
first season of
second, okay
Westworld.
lang. Pero after the second, parang it went haywire. But yeah, I'm certainly a fan of the Westworld series.
Yeah, so in one of the episodes in season one, uh, that's something siguro that I wanted to point out din eh. One of the characters asked one of the robots in the show, "Are you real or are you not real?" And then the robot responded by saying, "If you can't tell the difference, then what does it matter? What's real or not?" So I kind of, went along with that thought
That's
as
pretty much
well.
the Turing test, di ba? Parang you don't
Yes.
really have to be sentient. You just have to fool people into believing that you are. Yun yung ano.
Yes, and that's what we've been seeing so far as well with more advanced frontier models, which kind of scared me a little bit. Pero, this ties into question number two. How do I see this? Well, as long as we are able to form guardrails early on, set boundaries about what it can do, because it's pretty much any other technology naman that's come since time immemorial. We've had strides in technology. I mean, look at the car, the automobile. Um, one of the bottlenecks that it was supposed to fix, diba, was the the limitations brought about by the physical exertions of riding horses. So horses have to, they also have to, you have to take care of them, and they're living creatures at the end of the day, regardless of, what they're used for. If you're using them for any other utility, and
Yeah, tsaka horses produce horse manure. Kaya yung problema. The
yeah,
more you use the horses, the more manure you produce.
yeah,
Pero people didn't see the cars parang ano immediately, no, until people started saying, why don't we just delete the horse? Let's keep the carriage, and the carriage moves on its own. Yun na yun. Horseless carriage became the car.
yeah.
Uh,
So precisely, yeah. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So yeah, we're seeing very similar trends in the AI space then pagdating then. And while I can't really speak much about those who are still anti-AI at this point, I mean, I guess although AI is still relatively, new compared to other technologies which have already matured in time, like the smartphone or classic computers, because we already have I believe Google is making a quantum computer, which they heavily marketed as a way for them to peer into or take a glimpse into parallel universes, alternate universes, which is kind of interesting as well. I was into
Yeah, I'm of
that
course I
chat.
have to look into it, but I'm kind of
Yeah,
on the fence about that quantum thing. Well, maybe because let's say granted that they were able to do it, it probably will take a lot of computing power and energy. That's my assumption to get it done. No? So I don't know how
mhm.
practical it will be yet. No, but again, that's what people thought about AI. Then once upon a time, people were skeptical,
Yeah,
and then
exactly. So
ngayon it's everyday. Sige, wait. We have only a few minutes to the hour, and I don't want to keep you too much, no. But maybe a New Year message, no, if you want to
mhm.
share, no, to not just to other people who might be inspired like you to do this kind of automation work in their tasks, in their role. Pero in general, other like people monitoring the AI space, people monitoring the BPO space, what would be a good message for them?
Yeah, so yeah. Well, one of the things that I want to say to people is, of course, happy holidays, guys. And I hope you guys had a wonderful 2024 as I had. And, going through this year, it was really quite a learning experience. And what I want to say, for those who are into this sort of thing, let's say, is to again just keep on innovating, keep on doing things that transcend, I guess, transcend what people want at the moment. You can try to replace it with what people want for the long term. And and I want people to I guess integrate this technology into their lives more because we're heading into a future where your ideas are no longer stuck in your head if you know how to get it out of your head. And with the various technologies that we now have, it's very easy. It's very possible now. And I guess one thing that I want to say as well to the viewers, as well as for those who are at the BPO space, at the AI space, is to, yeah, never stop innovating and never, you know, make sure that everyone benefits from it. And, see, who knows, one of these days your ideas could pave the way into a better future for everyone. So yeah, that's it. And keep learning, keep innovating.
No,
Happy
keep inspiring
2025.
us, I mean, it's people like you, Jerome, who are not afraid to push the limits. I think that's where we get our collective inspiration. And we should, we will definitely come in for a third installment to dive deeper into your work. But until then, have a happy new year and I'll talk to you soon.
Happy New Year too. Talk to you soon.